All right, welcome back to MVP 210. So today, let's discuss Lamont Roach versus Pitbull Cruz. The fight was a great fight, and I think both guys did what they wanted to do, what they had, what they had trained to do, and basically what they had to do to win this fight. I mean, they left it all in the ring, but I think both guys need to take a hard lesson from this fight, in that there was times where the Pitbull Cruz was taking command, and there was times when Lamont Roach was had to seem to have the momentum, and then Pitbull Cruz came back at the end and kind of got the momentum back. But he Pitbull Cruz get the knockdown, and then there was the point deduction for low blow that they deducted from Pitbull Cruz. That ended up being the deciding factor for the draw. But I think that the lesson that needs to be learned by both guys is that Lamont Roach did boxing. He boxed. He stood and fought when he had to. But I think that, in my opinion, that he tried to counter too much. So he countered a lot, but especially after he got knocked down, he did his countering. But he never really led the action. I mean, he never really attacked, and he just kind of relied on countering, which he did well. But Pitbull Cruz always seemed to come back and land some solid shots. So Pitbull Cruz was learning and catching the speed of Lamont Roach. So every time Lamont Roach did good in countering, Pitbull Cruz was able to kind of offset him a little bit. And that kind of is the lesson where what Roach needs to learn, is that he could have won this fight if he would have pressed the action a little bit more. He set himself up. It was an even fight, and he could have taken the lead. But he didn't press the action at all. He just did a lot of countering. Yes, landed some right hands here and there, but nothing to show that he was the aggressor at all. I mean, very seldom was he the aggressor. He was countering a lot and that kind of stuff, but he was just trying to, like, maybe eke out the win. Eke it out by a couple of points, which he needs to learn that in the fight like this, especially with a Mexican fighter like Pitbull Cruz, or any fighter like Pitbull Cruz, who's very aggressive, who has a lot of endurance, who could take a punch, that you got to show the judges that you really want this win. So when you have an opportunity to show them, then you have to attack more, even at the cost of you getting hurt a little bit, or not hurt, but maybe counter yourself. You have to show that you really want the win. So that's a lesson that I feel he needs to take from here. Pitbull Cruz, on the other hand, did what he had to do. He was getting countered quite a bit, but he always seemed to get good shots in there. Of course, he got the knockdown, but what he needed to do was he needed to keep that pressure going. Instead of those rounds where he was trying to show that he could box, which was great, but I think in those rounds he needed to press the action more and make it and really make the fight into an ugly fight. It was ugly in terms of the clinching and the holding and all that. And some people, commentators were saying it was Cruz that was doing that, but really it was both guys that were doing that. And that old saying that styles make fights. Well, that's what happens when you get these kind of styles, that sometimes they want to get that little bit of that leverage on the distance. So sometimes Lamont Roach fighting the inside would have been his game. So maybe Cruz was holding then, and then the opposite, Cruz could have been doing some damage in the inside. So Lamont was holding at those times too. So it's really on both guys on the clinches and the holdings. I think it was something that they felt they had to do. It's something that in boxing you're allowed to do a little bit, and then you could overuse it sometimes until the referee steps in and says, "Hey, enough of that," and then starts taking points away. But boxers and fighters, and I don't care what level I'm talking about. I don't care if you're a pure boxer or a pure puncher or a brawler or whatever. Clinching and holding, that kind of stuff, is part of your game sometimes. So that was something that I'm glad the referee didn't take away any points. I don't really agree with the low blow. I don't think it was low at all. I've seen some low blows in my time, and those are low blows. I mean, but I'm thinking of Felix Trinidad versus Rodriguez. Those are low blows, man, like obvious low blows. I believe the punch was probably on the hip, but borderline, not enough to take away a point. And I believe that's where Cruz was kind of ticked off at the end there. But Lamont Roach put up a hell of a fight. It was a great fight. I think a great plan. He executed it well, except he did press the action when he had to. And for Cruz, he should have stayed away from the boxing. I think at those moments, maybe a little bit of boxing, but more doing what he does best, and that's attacking, attacking, attacking. And even in the beginning, when people thought the commentators said that Lamont Roach was winning the fight 2 rounds to 0, which again I think the commentators always come up with their their bullshit is what I call it. He got the knockdown in the third round, letting everybody know like, hey, he might be outboxing me, but I hit hard enough to take Lamont Roach off his game enough. Not even Tank Davis was able to knock him down. As a matter of fact, Tank Davis got knocked down, even though it was accounted by Lamont Roach. So a lot of props to both fighters, but I think they both need to take a hard lesson from this fight. And I would love to see a rematch. Please let me know what you think about that. Do you think there should be a rematch, or should these guys move on to? I wouldn't say better fights, but probably bigger fights in terms of money. And of course, they put themselves in line to fight other fighters that are going to generate cash, like Ryan Garcia and other guys like that. But definitely, both guys deserve a lot of credit. It was a hell of a fight. I like at the end, at the press conference, the post press conference, they were both talking and laughing and made jokes about each other and had a good laugh about it. So that's good to see the sport. Again, do you guys want to see a rematch? Should they move on, or what do you think? Please let me know. And again, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, hit that bell, so when other videos come out, you'll be alarmed, and hopefully you'll tune in. Thanks again. God bless you guys. I'll talk to you very soon.